Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is dextrader.com. Today is March 26, 2018, and this is your daily update. All right, everybody. So, listen, we got a lot to discuss. Most of this update is going to be for the DexFX copy stuff, but we're going to talk real quickly on some of the things that are transpiring for the dextrader side, which we're very excited for. Let me unplug and plug some things in here real quick. There we go. All right. So, first and foremost, we know that our signal system is pretty robust. There's a lot of stuff, right? So if you're just starting out and you're in your 5-minute signals and you're kicking butt over there and you're having a great time, okay? First, Monday morning message. Don't switch nothing, right? Don't fix nothing that's not broke. And even if it breaks, fix it for a second and try it again, right? Even if the 5 minutes doesn't work great for you for one day, it doesn't mean you need to switch your entire gear set and your mentality set to try something different, right? It's about putting the time in. Some of you put the time in and you can understand that, hey, listen, it takes this time. You have to figure these things out. If not, it's like anything. It's like becoming good at baseball or hockey or soccer or a sport or a skill or an art or whatever. You have to take the time and practice and learn how to do it and do it to a point where you could be proficient. Proficiency is not consistency, just so you know that, okay? Just because you're proficient at something, you can get in and out of trades, doesn't mean you're going to consistently be a winner. Just because you could do it fast and do it right doesn't mean it's always going to win. You're still going to have those lulls. Remember the equity curve process, right? You still have these downsides. And when these downsides occur, it's not so much those people that when these things happen, do they leave, right? Because you don't know about this part yet. You don't know that this is coming. So you try to find something else. Usually when we get hit with that first pullback of anything, when we get tested, what happens? Yeah, we move on. We go find something else. And I think that's where most people begin to see themselves as failing in a particular process. Here, I want you to see that first pullback as a sign of life, as a sign of, hey, I'm alive. This thing's it's working so well, and then it pulls back a little bit. And if I can make it work so well again, that means I can survive anything. You just became successful. That first pullback that you get, okay, as you're working, and all of a sudden it's not working. All right, I didn't get into positive equity this week, or whatever it was. If that's happened, make it work again. See if you can get it past where it was before. If you can get it past where it was before, guess what? You can survive anything. Anything from this point. Because no matter how big the pullback, if you can make it go back past where it was before, this is survival. This is life, right? So whether or not you're doing 5-minute signals, you're working basic signals, you're working over on the Nadex or 4X sides, okay? All right, let's talk about a few more things, which would be super, super cool. I'm so excited because there's a lot of stuff happening, right? Last week we had some terrible, I'm just getting over the cold. I probably got maybe another day before I really feel right? I should be sleeping right now, but not. Okay, so here's what we got going on. Secretly, as I've been building all these things out, I've been working with this Bollinger Band process that I first seen about 6-7 months ago. I seen a version of this, but nobody was using support and resistance. Nobody was using the RSI. They were just using a Bollinger Band. And what they were doing, I'll be honest with you, they were using a Bollinger Band process to be able to trade, right? The line in the middle is the mean. This is the outskirt, that's the high, that's the low, and this is the mean, right? Pairs come in, they hit the line, and they return to the mean. They go back down, pop, 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 hit and return to the mean. Sometimes they bounce back off. Well, guess what? They return to the mean, right? And at certain levels, if you depicted this right, every time that it hit one of these, you would just put in for a sell. Put a stop loss up top somewhere, and then if you got stopped out, you got stopped out. If not, it would return to that you take your take profit at the mean. That was a simple strategy. I call it the clock on the wall strategy, right? One thing happens, you do one thing to read another, and off you go, right? So then what we started to do is that we took our most powerful indicator, the support and resistance indicator, applied it with an RSI, and we came up with some rules to be able to get into trades that not only could you use for Forex, you Forex junkies, you could also use for NADEX, the North American Derivative Exchange. You know what that is? I don't even know why you're on this video. No, but seriously, learn it. It's NADEX Ninja inside the training series. NADEX Ninja. Excuse me. All right. So with that strategy coming on board, the little bot maker inside of me got very anxious. That's right. I know. Another bot. You got to be kidding me. Simply Forex bot. For all you DEX indicator junkies, Simply Forex bot's killing it right now. Let me show you that real quick. This is this morning's, excuse me. This is this morning's stuff here. We're doing pretty good. 63 pips there. Oh, that trade just closed out. Good. Euro JPY. We had a whole bunch on this morning that were just killing it. Got to move this up just a little bit. I don't know if you see that. Let me bring up right here. Here's Simply Forex version 1 mod 2. Okay. Got into the trade right here, and boom, 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 boom. Made some money. And we've been doing that all morning. Well, we've been doing that all week. Just been killing it for the last couple of weeks. You can kind of see 17 pips, 60 pips, 5 pips. Had a couple losses. 85 pips, 70 pips. Because these are all 0.0 micro lot. Okay, minus 35, minus 7, those kind of things. We get hit every once in a while. 100 pips. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. So you can see easily enough that the bot will work. The Simply Forex trading style of how we trade it works as well. And it's killing it. But hey, listen, when it falls, when it hits hard, you get hit hard. And if you just get in, you just lost 35 pips. Look at these trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A whole bunch of lost trades. So you got to be able to weather that storm. Remember, that first pullback, does it rectify? Right? And that's what it comes down to. Last month we did 330 pips. We did 264 so far for this month. And again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but we just righted this thing. We just got it. We got it right there. That was where we switched everything around. Okay? And as we did, look where the equity's been above the entire time. Then we get a little bit of fallback here. A couple good days, fallback, great day. But again, I haven't been really managing this too much up to here. When it started to pull back, we started to look more. We tweaked a little bit more. All right? So, let's discuss a few other things real quick. This is the DEX pip side. We're going to come to that here in a second. All right? That's pretty much all I have for you as if you're just a NADEX or Forex guy over at dextrader. Now, if you're one of our DexFX copy people, what's coming up next is some great news, some crazy stuff still happening, some little small fixes that we had to fight with, and some good news that might be for you, might not be for you, what have you. We just kind of have to talk about it, all right? So up next here for March 26, 2018 is your DexFX copy update. All right, everybody, so let's get started. Here's today's March 26, 2018, and this is the DexFX copy update. We have a tremendous amount of stuff to cover. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can and not talk too fast. So what's happened? Well, we started out with the new Dex Pips, right? And Dex Pips uses the relationship of the senior traders and the bots and everything else. And what we created is that there is an account that's being traded with some bots and some systems on it, right? And this is the account that's being traded on, right? Those trades are being copied to our system, right? So this is the account that's being traded, and then on Dex Pips, on DexFX copy, they're being copied over to the Max Prime, okay? Now, the problem with this is that this is all on the WB system that's happening here, right? So the account's attached to the WB and just simply being copied over to the Max Prime, which is also on the WB. But the Max Prime also has a version on the DexFX copy side that's not WB, right? Because we have two systems. We have a web-based process and we have a server-based process. Well, guess what? The server-based process is not very happy with the web-based process. So as we attach this to the Max Prime, which also is an account, okay, the EA that was on that account on this MetaTrader 4 system here was saying no bueno. Okay, these aren't the trades that I signed up for, right? So there was a major issue. It was seeing what they call a conflict of interest, okay, COI. And that COI, conflict of interest there, had nothing to do with Trader's Way. It had all to do with our EA and the MetaTrader 4. So what is the solve here? Because we lost only a couple pips, like 8 pips this morning from that process because the EA was stopping the trades out on the second, and it automatically goes into reverse when you first got into a trade because of the spread, okay? So here's what we're doing. Excuse me. We are simply going to make everything WB. That's right. That's what it's going to come down to. Over the next week, we're going to take everything we got, okay, and turn it into a WB series for you. So if you're on board, if you're already paying, you're already paying the 47 bucks, you're already there, I'm going to get you turned over, okay? If you are not paying, if you were comped into this process, we have to kind of make some decisions on what we do because there's a minimum fee for at least to be the WB side of it, okay? So we're going to have to discuss. So it'll be a case-by-case basis. Please give me a call, send me a fax or what have you, and we'll go over that detail, okay? A fax. Did I just say send me a fax? I sure did. It's been a long day, and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. Of course, trying to figure this out, it took all night to figure this out and finally get to this point. So let's discuss a few things here real quick because there's some great stuff that's happening. The Max Prime stuff we're working on right now. Okay, so we're gonna get that fixed. But let me show you what they have done so far. Okay, let me pop into here and so you can kind of see. There's a lot of open trades happening right at the moment, and you can tell by the equity, okay, that we're not doing too bad. We're only 60 cents down on the equity side of it, right? But it's growing. It's going to be getting better and better and better on the Dex Pips side. Okay, so Dex Pips will actually end up being I guess almost like the new Max Prime, if you will. Okay, and I'll tell you when to switch over and when to do all that stuff. I'm going to be trying to filter it through now. Everything should be coming through now. Perfect. Okay, so we'll see what happens over the next hour or so. If there's any more problems, if you have a live account attached to it, if you want to take a pause or if you want to ride it out with us, that's completely up to you. Okay, I'm not practicing on your system. These are actual proven numbers. It's just that we didn't realize that this thing was going to falter like that when we put it through the Max Prime. Okay, so now that we know, we'll make it up to you. Okay, I can tell you that right now. All right. So Dex Pips, that's going to be the new Max Prime coming up here soon after we get everything figured out or figured over and turned on for that process, okay? Now, just as you know, so you know, there are other systems here, right, that we're working with. So we got some live accounts happening, you got some traders happening, you have some teams being put together. You know, these are things that are all pretty strong. Okay, and when the time comes, I'll open this up to everybody, right? All the copiers will be opened up to everybody. All right, so when that time comes, there might be some opportunities for a lot of people. I mean, I know that some profiles that are trading, like this one right here, are trading at a point where they're using a different stash. You see, you know, they're using 11 pips or I'm sorry, a mini lot and one, 11 11 micro lots to do trades. Okay, so there's some crazy stuff that's happening with that. But again, don't look at the numbers and say, okay, that's the one I want to go with now. Let me switch it to Belinda now, or let me use them all. Right? Each one's going to have its own little thing that we're going to have details on. So this will all be made available coming over the next couple of weeks. Okay, or next week or so. Actually, this week there'll be a lot of stuff being released. Okay, so I just wanted to give you kind of an update that we fixed that issue. We're going to see what happens now with the Dex Pip side. We're very excited about that relationship. It's really going forward fast. There's a lot of great stuff that's happening. But that's basically all I have for you. We're gonna be back again tomorrow. I'll have another update, and you might even get another release date tonight. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I want to thank you for your time. I'm Max Fierro. This is dextrader.com. This is your DexFX copy update and your DexTrader update. Take care, and as always, trade well.